What's up, everybody? It's Thursday night, and you know what that means. It's After the Roll, not Three Old Men. Sorry for everybody who's a fan of Three Old Men.
Even though the three old men are here.
That's true. The Three Old Men are here, and we're being joined by two of Twitch's finest, Big Sly TV, and of course, the one, the only, I have no idea why she hangs out with us, Lady Chaotic. So how's everybody doing?
Because it smells like bleach down there.
That's just that's true. Now remember, if you want to get the pre-show where all the fun stuff happens, you need to subscribe to our future Patreon.
To be fair, that thing that you're in now that you weren't in before, it works just like a Patreon too.
Nice. So it's been a while, so I'm going to start it off with how y'all doing? How y'all been?
I'm so excited to play D&D this week. I was so pumped.
Yeah, it's been so long.
I know. I was like deprived, like heavily deprived.
I've been through withdrawals. I've been rolling D20s by myself.
I didn't play with my dice. No.
See, if I'd have said I was playing with my dice outside of D&D, it would have been taken a whole different way.
Well,
that's true. I would have made a joke that you were playing with yourself. That's true. All right. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Timmy. Hi, Chad. Hi, Baker. Hi, everybody in chat. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. This is episode 6 of After the Roll. If you're joining us for the first time and going, what's After the Roll? Well, guess what? 2 Saturdays a month, we play this little game called Dungeons and Dragons that is DM'd by, you guessed it, Dr. Diz DM, because it's in his name. And then on After the Roll, the following Thursday, now we talk about what happened. Kind of get everybody's feelings about it, kind of see how they are, how they doing, how their characters feel about everything, and also what is that wonderful pasta sauce that Sly has been keeping from us all this time. So now it's been a while, so you're going to have to excuse us for being a little rusty. Got a little ring rust on us. Gotta flex it out, snap it to a Slim Jim, get all that rolling. So we're going to start off with, of course, everybody's favorite part of the show, discussions. All right, we're here. I'm assuming.
We're all alone.
I'm assuming.
I'm assuming. They tell me it happens. I just figure that it does. I don't know. So, Diz.
Yes.
Some things happened Saturday. We'll talk about them a little bit and get your take on everything. How about that?
I like this.
All right, cool. So we're going to first start out with an easy question, and it's one that's kind of been asked before, but we got to know him a little bit better this time around. So, is there any kind of information, lore-wise or anything, that you want to espouse to the audience and the players about the Mayor of Waterdeep? Kind of who he is, what's going on with him, because he seems to know things that he shouldn't know.
Yep. So there seems to be something odd about he's a beholder, of course. He has all the little eye stalks and everything, but he is rather large for a beholder. So I don't know if anybody caught on to that one. Usually they're not that large, and they tend to grow over time. So we would assume that something's either happened to him or he's been alive for a long time, maybe.
The players are in here doing girthy things. Yes, the Mayor of Waterdeep is a girthy boy. He's large and in charge.
So something made him grow. Something made him swell up. So we're not sure
Rita
what that is.
magic wand. That's what it was. She was up on her thing and said, "Magic wand, make my beholder grow."
Also, you don't have like a formal name for him or like a given name. All you have is the Mayor of Waterdeep. So you guys really don't know anything about him, but he seems to be able to see like maybe fifth dimensionally, like through space and time. So that's kind of interesting.
It is. It's a take that you don't see a lot in D&D. Usually everybody is locked in their little place, or they'll be able to see into the Shadowfell or the Feywild or something like that. This guy, though, seems to be able to see almost kind of like into our reality.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he
it
knows things
seems.
about our world.
Yep.
Like for
So
instance, we know that he wants a Cindy Crawford poster.
yeah, and nobody knows who that is except for him.
The
So
players don't know who Cindy Crawford is. Yeah,
even the people who are watching don't know who it is.
that's true. Most of them don't
Google
know
it.
Hey,
either.
some of us do. Okay.
Google
That's
Pepsi Cindy Crawford, and you'll understand. So
The next time, I'm putting $10 down right now, chat. That if that the mayor of Waterdeep is going to ask for a Crystal Pepsi the next time we go.
it's the only reason anybody drank Pepsi in the 90s. So
That is true. That is true. All right. So next question. We had a little bit of backstory of one of the characters coming to the game. Our little pirate friend, who is wonderful, Kyrie.
Yeah.
A bit of her backstory came to the forefront of the campaign for everybody to see. I just wanted to ask you, how do you go about integrating backstory into the story? Or what makes you think, okay, this is when I'm going to present it?
So I try not to overdo it. Sometimes I feel like I do overdo it a little bit, throw too many things in at once. But I just look for good opportunities to slip in. Like sometimes it's planned, sometimes it's not. I have a lot of this stuff written out, and I just look for those key opportunities, especially if a player does something like Lady Chaotic. She had her character actually take the advice from the mayor and went to her room and started telling me that she was trying to meditate on what he had said and stuff like that. So it kind of sparked something to occur, give her another vision. I can't really tell you what really I may be being threatened in chat. I'm not sure what's going on over there.
Maybe, yeah.
I
definitely.
can't really tell you exactly what sparked that moment. But I will definitely answer it later. And if you really think hard about it, you can probably figure some stuff out. Because it has a lot to do with like where you guys are, and why it happened. So, but we can definitely touch on this point later. I'm afraid every time I bring out something about Ellen's character's backstory, I feel threatened a little bit. But I think she enjoys it.
Yep, definitely. Hey, trauma is fun, right? At least in D&D.
Yeah.
So we found out that the mayor of Waterdeep has these little helpers.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I was wondering if you could give us a little bit of detail about the rats.
The rats, there are a lot of them, and at first you guys didn't see that there was a lot of them, but Yarman kind of stayed behind, and he got a glimpse of how many rats are actually kind of, aligned with the mayor, and let's see how to put this. So, from what you saw, there might be even more, and the connections with. So in the future, I guess the party will be like, if they see a rat, they'll be like, does that rat work for the beholder that lives in Waterdeep or not? So,
yeah, I mean, it seems like the beholder has a lot of information about the world, and he doesn't seem like, even when we pressed him about, okay, how about Harrison? How about this person? Can you tell us where this general is? Yada yada yada. He didn't seem to think that it was going to be a problem, or he didn't say, well, I might be able to find that, or I might be able to not find that. He was always like, yeah, I can find that. It's no problem.
Yeah. It's a unique thing, and it may be linked to the rats. It may be linked to how he can see, fifth dimensionally. I guess the players really haven't figured it out yet, so I don't want to open it up and say which way it actually is, but
yeah. All right. So this will come up in the player questions as well, but I wanted to get your take on the Warforge encounter.
Yes.
That happened with Huck. The Larry is what Huck called him, and
Larry, yeah.
JD. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about this encounter. How did you come up with it?
So it was something I had kind of written up a long time ago, and I was looking for a good opportunity, and you guys kind of stopped in Foxhole and kind of touched on it, and then you guys decided just to go on to the mayor. So you just I was like, well, it may not happen ever. So sometimes that happens. But you guys came back, and immediately I was like, what does everybody want to do? And I was fishing a little bit, and Buck took the bait. He was like, I want to go do this. So and Huck came along with him. So
That's a lie. You knew I was going there. There was no fishing involved.
we have a voice from on high.
Yeah. So I don't know. Some weird stuff happened there. I don't know if you guys have any guesses of what kind of transpired there, but I would say if you don't have a clue yet, it will make sense in time as you guys learn some more stuff. So.
All right. The final question here in discussions, I call it echoes of the past.
Mhm.
And the reason is we got introduced to a character from the last campaign that I'm personally partial to.
Mhm.
It's my boy Akminos,
Mhm.
but he is still around.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah,
seems to
seems
be
to be.
doing things.
Yeah.
And we also saw that Yarman now has the same symbol as Sir Eldric's holy symbol of the god
Mhm.
Anwar. So I was wondering if you could maybe, without giving too much away, kind of go through about your ideas for bringing Akminos from the first campaign, into this new one, but he's been in the abyss for 1,000 years.
Well, I don't want to give away anything from the overall story arc and stuff, but we'll say
Right.
that Akminos from the first campaign, we kind of know that he was sent to the abyss and became a demon lord. So somehow that transpired. I'm not sure if a lot of the old party realized it. I know some of them would have because one of them became a god himself, so he would have been able to see that stuff. But usually when you're in the abyss, even if you have a lot of power, you don't want to be there. So I figure this entire time he's been trying to probably get away, and maybe your party has somehow sparked some interest. You guys kind of stumbled upon it, and really, Yarman finding that chest and being teleported over to where he kind of met him in the first place. I didn't think that was going to be Yarman. I really thought that was going to be Ellen's character, because she's the rogue. So I thought she was going to pick the chest, but this is how D&D goes. You can't predict it. So
Yep. So we know that there is some connection between Akminos and Anwar.
yeah. So
And
either there's something there, or Agminos likes to play games, so maybe he's playing a game, and he's been in the abyss for at least 1,000 years. So that has to do something to your mind.
Right. Just to point out, time does work different in the abyss.
It does, yeah.
Also, we now know that in this world, the abyss is kind of like Walmart on Black Friday. Even if you're there, you don't want to be there.
I love Walmart on Black Friday.
All right. So with that, discussion is over. Now it's time to bring everybody in so we can all talk together like the big, wonderful family we are. Hi, everybody. You're back.
Hello.
Hi.
Back from the abyss. Hello.
Exactly. Back from the abyss. You were there, but you didn't want to be there.
It was weird. It was like 5 minutes here, but it felt like 3 years there. You know?
I don't know. Got a little more gray in there.
Hey.
All right. So begin with the player questions. I'll start, of course. We'll go with Lady K first. And the reason is because I want to bring up a point that I seem to have noticed. I didn't know if anybody else had noticed it as well. But for the past while, it seemed as though Exire was the team leader. He seemed to be the go-to person. And of course, with changes in players' lives and stuff, Exire's not been able to join us for the last couple of things. And of course, we had a little bit of a break there. But it seems that even when Exire is here, Adara is slowly seeming to put herself up front and being the take charge person of the group. And I was just wondering, kind of how you feel about that, seemingly being the leader of the group at this point. What do you think brought that about?
Yeah. So I honestly didn't know, with this being one of my first few campaigns, right? I'm still learning a lot about D&D. But the thing with Adara is just the way the character is built. She's built to be a diplomat. She worked for a king. She's very good at just like, her job was always to talk to people, to assist in magical things with the king. And so she kind of has that diplomatic mindset to her, is how I try to play her. She tries to calm any quarrel. She tries to find the best way out of a situation, whether it be a good situation or a bad situation. And she just thinks very logically in how she does things. So in a way, she reminds me a lot of me, because I do that in my own daily life and just in normal circumstances. So she's kind of like fallen into that role, especially with us not having Mal here to play Exire. She's kind of taken over that spot where the characters are still kind of in separate pieces right now. The whole team is kind of still in its different sectors, and she's slowly, as a diplomatic person, just kind of pulling them together to keep everything kind of moving in the same direction for the most part.
Okay. Yeah. In the last campaign, Agminos kind of became, after a while, the de facto leader, just because he was the talky person. He had a high charisma. He could talk. He had persuasion. He had deception. And of course, I don't shut up, so that helps too. So it was like, we would meet people, and then they would ask a question or something at the party, and everybody was kind of, well, I don't know. What do you think? So then, it's like, well, here. And then that just kind of happened.
And with Adara, she's so used to being in the castle. I mean, she's obviously helped fight magical wars and been an advisor, but at the same time, she's just used to being that person that talks things through, or, helps guide somebody through what they're doing and the choices they're making. So, I didn't anticipate her really leading so quickly, but I knew she would kind of have a part in maybe decision making at one point. And it seems like she's kind of falling into place there over time.
Yeah. Okay. Let's turn that down. So okay, then my next question for everybody. This kind of touches on a question I asked Diz before. What are your thoughts so far about the mayor, about his little rat helpers that he seemingly has, and also when you left, the mayor put you on a quest. He needs your help, right? So what do you guys think about this? Everything that's happened with the mayor so far. And I guess, Sly, I will start with you.
I got to correct you real quick, though, because Agminos was the co-leader of that group. He was the leader when Siloran wasn't there. Siloran definitely had the muscle behind him.
I seem to remember Orsic as the leader, so.
Or one out for Orsic.
I thought the whole encounter with the mayor was cool. I love that Lady was visibly on pins and needles every time I opened my mouth in front of the mayor, because she legit thought I was going to run up and punch it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I thought the mayor was interesting. I think the mayor was a cool spot because as soon as he started talking about things that he shouldn't have known in people's lives, it gave me a chance to bring up something that like is a crucial part of Yarman's backstory,
Mhm.
but also hasn't been brought up yet because like I love our group, but our group's a bunch of fuckers running through the woods chasing people. Like there's no chance any of y'all know any of the information he's trying to find out.
Yeah.
Like on that side of things, none of y'all know who his parents are or why they left him at the monastery or any of that. So like this is the first time since we started the campaign or since Yarman came into the campaign that he's had a moment to be like, oh yeah, like who were my parents? Like that's all I want to know. All the other stuff is like a secondary, you know, thing. The
Yeah.
winning the tournament, becoming a god, because that's totally real, by the way. That wasn't something just made up. That I'm gonna become a god. That's all secondary to the like everybody just wants a place where they feel like they belong, and like Yarman's trying to find his parents and figure out what that whole ordeal was. So that was cool for me. Also, like the rats were just the most like I pictured Cinderella in beholder form
Mm-hmm.
of just like, oh yeah, and like rats come running out with cookies and shit and
I'm surprised they didn't have little outfits, to be honest.
little
with you.
aprons on.
Yeah.
And
Well, like little hats and vests and stuff.
but yeah, that I mean that was Yarman's big thing, and like I was almost waiting for Diz. Like Diz was pointing everybody out and like singling everybody out, and I was like waiting, and then he stopped, and I was like, "This fucker said something to everybody but me and Prugwin," and I wasn't gonna let it get away because I thought this guy might be able to get me the information.
Yeah.
So like I waited and scared Lady even more by running back in.
To say that while Morwen was trying to hold on to Sir Eldrick and waiting to charm him, I low-key was potentially waiting to charm you as well.
Everybody had a charm spell waiting.
It was on deck.
Good luck. I'm wise as fuck, and I'm immune to charm. Yeah.
It's all right because I was gonna winging shot his ass if he'd have made any further stuff. Because
Shit,
unlike the charmed person that was neutralized by the beholder's eye, my bullet was not.
That's true. That is
True.
true.
Facts, I forgot about the holder.
Yep. All right, Buck, what did you think about the events that transpired with the mayor?
I think he's a dick. He didn't answer my question. I was told he'd answer my question.
That is true. That is true. Very true.
JD's on a mission. His job is to find this general. He doesn't give a shit about some damn urn or bottle with a cork in it. He just needs the information. He was told to get it from there. He didn't get it from there. He was lied to. Raz dies next.
All right, lady, what about you? What did you think about the experience?
I liked it. It was very intriguing. Something did tell me we weren't going to get a whole lot of information. But in my mind, when we got there, you know, what I was afraid of was somebody like blurting out a question and then him being like, well, we answered your question, so you can go now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was afraid of it being like okay, champions, you get one, like, this is your shot. And then, you know, Yarman being like, do you know my parents? You know what I mean? Like we're there for like certain information. So I was a little worried, and like, being the diplomat she was, she stepped forward to just kind of like try to keep a very like she would if she met somebody else, like another king or something to that degree, where she would bow and she would try to kind of appease to his need to feel powerful. Because she knows he's lonely. You can tell that he likes attention. with all
Mhm.
the stuff we went through to get there, the games, the stuff, you could tell he likes attention. And so I was like, if we just give him, if we keep kind of feeding and drawing into that attention that he craves, we might be able to get more information or get more out of him than maybe we would if we were more abrasive or
Yeah.
something like that. So I tried the best to have Adara play it as, you know, she's taking this as an encounter that she would have in the castle. This is somebody that she should respect. And the more you respect or appease people in, you know, diplomatic ways, generally they tend to work with you a little better.
That's true. Also, the fact he could probably kill us with a thought.
Yes, I was a little worried about that too.
Yep. All right, Buck.
Can we ask that? Do you guys
What?
think you could take the mayor right now
I don't think so.
if it broke out into a fight?
I don't think so.
Yes, but only for the reasons that it's D&D, and we all know anything can happen when dice get involved.
It's true.
It just was kind of rolling a little bad.
Yeah,
It was,
so
yeah.
I would say, do I think we can take them? Yes. Is it likely? No. But I think there's a possibility.
There's always a chance.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
You
just
can
think right
certainly
now
try.
minimal. You can certainly try.
You can certainly try.
I think JD would have to really shine on that encounter.
JD would have to
for
pop
it to
that eye
happen.
out.
Well, the problem that a lot of us had was I was like out of spell slots. Like I
Yeah.
didn't have a whole lot left. So honestly,
Yeah.
with where everybody was at that point in time, I know some people were hurt. Most of us were like exhausted, which I think that's part of the whole point of us having to go through the trials is that we get there and there's just not a whole lot left in the tank.
And
Yeah.
like 20
So-
hit points left.
Yeah, so I don't think we would have made it, to be honest. with you.
Which is why I answered with no. Because in the giving situation of meeting him, no, we would not have
I had
won.
nothing.
Oh no, not
Yeah.
not with as weak
That's
as
what he
we are.
asked. Did
Well,
we
he
think
said, "Do
we
you
could
think
take
you
him?
could take him now?"
Yes.
I
And at
think we
the
could take
point
him
was
now.
right then.
Like, yeah.
Full health, maybe.
If we were to go back and not have to go through the trial, I think there's a chance.
It'd be rough. Even at
20
full
hit
health, I
point
think it'd be
Yarman
rough.
and no
I
spell
don't, I
casting.
don't even think we can take him right now at our level.
This guy's probably got legendary actions.
Follow-up question. Do you think you could take all the rats?
No,
Yes.
no. I think
could
they all
cover
come
some of the
together
room with sickening radiance.
and form
I
some kind of
mean,
rat king.
Be like
I
1
mean-
point damage to death, everybody. Just
I mean, this can I funnel them into a corridor 100 feet long? I'll kill a bunch of rats.
Yeah, I was about to say, with my breath weapons, I think we could take out quite a few.
But then later we die of rabies.
Because we'll
And-
put moonbeam, we put
Or the
moonbeam
plague.
at the end, sickening radiance right after that, and then I'll stand in the corridor and wait to fire a shot down the corridor.
Do you have piercing shot as one of you?
Ellen says
do.
dibs on killing Steve.
I'm killing Steve. Ellen is down for Steve. Steve's
Bro.
in trouble, bro.
Bro, I
Uh,
would save Steve and make him my minion.
That made me laugh so hard when she was like, I want to remember this rat. Like I'm not
This one I know.
If one of you guys rolled like a really high perception check or like a natural 20, I was going to tell you how good Steve's hair looked.
He's Steve the Hare Raddington.
He got gel in it and it's kind of spiked up in the middle.
He's got Uncle Jesse's hair from back in the day.
Takes 3 squirts of Aquanet to get that.
Aquanet.
And that's on a rat clan. Just
I
imagine if he
know.
was bigger.
Exactly. All right, Buck, time for your question, sir. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So tell me about your thoughts. What was going through your head when it was time for JD's Robot Wars?
So that's what we're calling it, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Sock'em robots.
Well, I already told Diz this offline. My whole thought process was if I could have got him prone, I was going to jump off of Huck, throw vanishing powder on Huck, and get Huck the hell out of there and fight this fucker one-on-one. Because I'd have had more health at the end of this had I not had to fight two of them beating the shit out of me at the same time.
That's true. That's true. Also, what'd you think about the twist there with Huck? And you having to fight Huck as well.
Oh, I figured it was going to happen because every time he's got red eyes, he's turned and looked at me. Been within swing range of something else, so he turned back to it because that's what put him down.
Mm-hmm.
But every time Huck's had red eyes, he's looked my direction right after it happened. So it's like Huck knows something's up
Yeah.
when he flips the switch, and he's like, I have to take him out. For whatever reason, Huck feels he has to take me out. But if he's engaged in melee range, he's already in a fight, so he leaves me alone. But
Yeah.
whatever that dude, whatever the red eyes meant for him, he saw an ally in that bastard ass tentacle thing that I had to fight.
That is true.
What I want to know,
description.
what I want to know is a question for the DM is why in the hell was the NPC in a room full of gadgets and hits with a fucking metal pot? She could have came out with all kinds of shit.
She's not a fighter. She I will say that the NPC more than likely panicked and grabbed whatever was closest to her to try to help.
She's a lover, not a fighter.
I mean, she even electrocuted me after the fact.
Yeah.
She'd have got more damage in with that taser than she'd have got with that fucking pot.
Yep. Also, so what you're saying is when Huck looks at you, he's seeing in your face, he's seeing a mirror of his dreams.
No, I think what happens is when Huck zeroes in on me with red eyes, that there's a part of him that is like he's an asset, but at the same time he's very, easily can take me down. I have to neutralize him because I'm always with Huck when we're in those trials and he went red-eyed.
Are you scared of this happening more frequently with Huck?
Oh yeah. I mean, not scared. I know it's going to happen because Huck is squishy.
Yeah. Or at least the Huck we know is squishy.
And overly brave.
He does like to try to jump in and do some stuff that he is not capable of doing because magnify gravity is not going to cut it.
Hey, it's good. It's a good spell. It's a strong spell.
He's gonna trip him.
All right. Sly. Yarman came into the possession of a new accessory.
Maybe. It may be new.
New to him.
I think it just moved. Right? So, like, the whole symbol was on my hand since we left the cave with the zombie boulders. I've had the symbol of Arnwin Akminos, like, basically scarred into my hand.
True, but now you have it on a bracelet, your friendship bracelet.
Y'all just never looked that closely at my hands to realize it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it moved to a bracelet, which was interesting. I was not expecting that.
So tell me a little bit about this. Tell us a little bit about how Yarman and his new friend are working together, it seems.
I think we did that offline, right? Didn't you call me during that?
The first, instance.
Yeah.
You
So
open the chest. Yeah.
So I opened the chest, and y'all when I came back, y'all were like, you were gone for like 30 seconds or something. But there, I'd been there for like 30 minutes to an hour or something, and immediately had run into Akminos, who devilishly charming individual.
I mean, he is a dapper Dan.
He was telling me the story of how he was in this horrible place and he was trapped and he needed my help to get out. And the only thing that could help him was great power. And I did what you always do in D&D when somebody's trying to tell you a story. Can I insight check this guy? And as I always do insight checking Akminos, I rolled horribly.
That
and
is a common
trusted him-
theme. Yeah, every
Trusted
time.
him implicit. I think I tried to hint to you that Akminos was in there, because when I first came back and said something about him and everybody was like looking around trying to figure out what was happening, I was like, it's all right, I trust him implicitly. And like completely just dropped the hint because that was the whole thing.
Yep.
Every time Siloran ever checked on Akminos, he rolled like a nat 1 or nat 2. So yeah, I trusted him implicitly, and I was like, I'll help you. I'm super powerful. I'm going to become a god. And just, word vomited out basically my entire story. And he was
Yeah.
like, cool, here. And he like burned his symbol into my hand and basically gave me the power to communicate with him.
Mhm.
And I've been doing that just ever since I'm squeezing my hand, and then I text Diz what I want to ask or what I want to say to. And sometimes it's just bullshit. Like, it's like, Diz, I'm squeezing my hand. Hi, buddy.
Yep. I'm in the bath.
Yeah. I have gotten his reply, I'm washing my hair, can't talk right now, a couple times, which is
That's true. Not many people know this. Minos had nice hair.
he had great hair.
I know
You
Diz
did.
said that he wanted, he was expecting Ellen to be the one to open the chest, but I think it almost fits that Yarman is the one that ended up being taken into the chest because he's so gullible. Like,
Yeah.
he
Just fate.
he knows nothing. So like it almost like fits too perfectly for what's happening right now.
I just love that either Diz is hinting to my backstory more and more. Like, I know a little bit of my backstory, but Diz knows all of it. I gave him like a couple ideas. I was like, I feel like Yarman could come from this, or something completely different, because I don't know. I was dropped off at a monastery when I was a baby. So I have no clue what my backstory is. Here's some ideas, but you do whatever you want and run with it. But this last week, when I got pulled into hell with Akminos, for the first time since the chest, I get pulled in, and one of the first things he says to me after I had just asked about my family is, "Man, you look familiar."
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because Akminos is racist against pointy ears, or if Diz is trying to hint towards my backstory of some sort. But yeah, it's cool. I was not planning on being multi-classed into Warlock, that's for sure. I had planned
That's
on
true.
multi-classing into Barbarian.
It's true.
No for you.
Things swung a whole different way.
Can you triple class this?
You can.
You can. Yeah.
You can technically take a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
would like
good.
to cast Eldritch Blast with rage.
You cannot do that.
Yeah,
You cannot
Rage
do that.
takes out spellcasting abilities.
All right. So, final question for everybody. The mayor has given the party a quest. You have to go to the keep in El Toro and retrieve an item. So this question is for each of you. How do you think, what are your thoughts on this quest? And how do you think it's going to go down? We will start with Lady.
It's a good question. I'm not quite sure how this is going to go down. I obviously am there's some worry there, right? He can't get a hold of it. Other people he sent for it haven't managed to get it. So whatever is there is definitely got some power behind it. Whether who knows at this point. And so I'm a little worried about what's there, especially maybe after my slight sleep escapade with my future with my vision. So, you know, I have some suspicions, but you know, I'm also a little nervous because her vision was a little, you know, a little scary. So, I am a little worried about what is at the keep and, you know, what's going to be there. I'm even more worried about what that vial or what it does. You know, what it is, because we have no idea what it is other than that it's a vial with something in it. We don't know. So that makes me a little nervous.
Yep. All right. Buck, what about you?
Well, I think that we have a whole different mission going to happen before we go to that one. And the only reason is because when I break that to the party, I know a certain somebody, aka Clint's character, that's not going to let that go by until we complete it.
That's right.
So, in that regard, we may be a little stronger, may gather some more information that we might need prior to even heading there. In the regard of getting it, depending on how it's being guarded, there's ways around getting it out without really having to do much of a fight.
True. That is true. But also, you mentioned earlier about how he didn't give you the information that you wanted. But it seems like if you do this favor for him, he'll give you that information. Right? Is what it seems to me.
It is what it seems like. But at the same time, if he doesn't, I mean, Lady may have to be doing more than trying to control Yarman at that point.
You may have to have a lot of charm person around. Like, is what
because
I'm hearing.
JD may be going for a center eye.
Hey, blind him and we got this, all right?
That's true.
Till then, you're on your own.
That is true.
I may take out Steve first.
Not Steve.
Just to get him emotionally distraught.
Don't worry. Kyrie's got Steve. Don't worry.
Yeah, but I can get Steve at range.
There will be a 20-minute scene where we mourn Steve.
Listen, if you kill Steve, this is going to fade everything to black and white, and we're going to have to listen to Arms of an Angel for like 10 minutes.
That would be the end of the campaign because secretly Steve is the big bad.
Right?
No, Steve is Lathander. Shh, don't tell anybody.
Oh, well, that makes more sense. Fucking
Really?
Krillix.
Really? Do you
Turning
think
into-
this is going back to that again? Another character's Lathander?
I'm just saying. It worked before.
And now next you're going to tell me that somebody's going to turn into a demon lord in our party or something.
Well, you're on your way, Sly.
You're like, yep, definitely.
But I mean, JD's gonna do what he's got to do to get that bottle because he's got a job to do.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
And
I
so-
figured JD is on point. He has a course laid in and set, and he is following that course.
Which is also a toss up on whether he needs to tell the party about the temple or not.
That is true. That is optional.
Only because JD may view that as unconsequential.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, Sly, I saved you for last, as you are one of the people that
I'm
are in this
fucking
campaign
scared.
that remembers the keep from the first campaign.
I'm fucking scared. Because I know who made the vault. And I know that he's kind of like, you know, the guys on TV that are all about their bomb shelters and their end of the world, fucking crazy ass booby trapped everywhere. He's
Doomsday
kind of
Preppers.
like that, but with a Tony Stark level IQ. Like, dude had like a 20 intelligence and was crazy, thought everybody in the world was out to get him. And he's the one that created the vault. And not only that, he was a full elf. So he would have outlived every other member of the last crew and potentially just been there by himself, setting off more and more traps because he was there by himself. I'm fucking scared. But if he didn't set up a bunch of traps and stuff like that, like he probably would have, it's a piece of cake. Like,
Yeah.
The keep was falling apart when we had it.
That's true. And it's been 1,000 years since then. So we don't know what happened to the keep after the events of the last campaign ended.
It took Scyther and Quarian a year to rebuild it to where it was livable.
We had a montage.
We did.
That's true. It was amazing. All right. So
Scyther asked Quarian to name it, and we came up with that shitty name.
I have a feeling that if we get to keep it this time, maybe we'll come up with a better name.
Or we let Russ name it again.
That's true. We'll have to put it to a vote. All right. So now we're kind of in a free for all. So now is the part of After the Roll where we open up the floor to everybody. So DM, if you have a question for the players, if you have a question for the DM, if anybody's got a question for me, if the audience has a question for anyone, now is your time to shine. So please ask away.
I have 2 questions.
Ooh.
Question 1. What alignment is JD?
Chaotic neutral.
Chaotic neutral. Excellent. Okay. So what you said about him not telling, I think is probably in alignment with his alignment, actually, because neutral usually means you're more a little self-centered or self-focused, so you're more worried about what's best for yourself. So I was wondering if he was good. I couldn't remember. Because do you guys ever worry about alignment changes? Because just like something like that, like Adara is probably something good, right?
Yeah, she's lawful good, I believe, is what I have her set to.
That's why I told you, Diz, I'm going to switch to evil because I'm killing Adara and Eldrick both.
You don't have to switch. You just do what you feel. I'll switch you as need be.
That's true. He will.
Do you guys
It's happened before.
Are you guys concerned about that at all, or are you just are you just more focused in on playing your characters?
Alignment switches? Is that what you're asking? Are we concerned about them?
Yeah. Do you care about them or being labeled?
I'm playing mine the alignment that he was when I created him. I haven't shifted yet. Like I haven't killed anybody that didn't attack me first.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, she's pretty. I mean, she comes from a high established place, so like, she follows the law and she's used to falling underneath of it. But I mean, this is like the first time she's really been like out on her own, I would say, and actually like being out in the world. So the chances of her potentially like taking more risk or doing some things that maybe she wouldn't have thought she would do before is possible, only because she's just in a completely different place now, and she's got to do what she's got to do. Like she'll do whatever it takes to make sure that people are safe, and if that means doing something bad, maybe she does.
Interesting.
I've never, especially for Yarman, because like he's the dumbest character in our party. Probably the second dumbest character in the campaign. You do have that Baker.
Dorson. Good old Dorson.
But I've never been worried about alignment shifts. I've always just kind of played it how I like, from the emotional standpoint of, especially with Yarman, he's so emotional. Whereas Siloran was a little less emotional. He was more practical. He's so emotional. I just play it how I feel like a super emotional, idiotic being would play it. And if you text me one day and go, hey, by the way, I'm shifting your alignment to this because of you did this, this, and this. Cool. I'll shit, because that's real life, right? Like nobody's born lawful good and stays lawful good throughout their entire life without burying ever.
True. I would recommend that you kind of play your character and don't worry about the alignment. And just because, sometimes your characters grow and they'll do things that are out of character, because we all do that. And that doesn't mean we're bad people. It just means we had a bad day or we made a bad decision. So, or
Like
in
when
JD's
Lady
case,
yells at
maybe
me.
he made a really good decision and he decided to help a bunch of people. So then I changed his alignment to chaotic good for a while. No, he's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do that. Okay.
No, that ain't happening.
I'm looking for some real character growth with JD.
I mean, we've had that discussion about character growth with JD, but that's not where it's going to come from.
Oh, I may have something in store for him. We'll see.
He's gonna
the
get
other
those boots
question-
that make his character grow 6 inches.
The other question,
That's his character growth.
after that one, I think we should
get to be 4 feet tall.
You'll get a walking speed of 30 instead of 25.
Oh God.
You didn't realize
When Diz clicks the pen and is like, "Yep, oh yeah."
That reminded me of something. Actually, no, that won't work. I crossed that out. I have one more question, and then I think we should answer Ellen's question in chat.
I do as well.
Your vision, lady, completely different than what you had before. Do you have any idea what this could be or mean or anything? Any guesses?
I'm very scared about walking into this keep and finding a dragon. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. That's the first thing that came to mind when he's like, "You're gonna go to the keep," and then I go into this vision and I'm in a long hallway with a bunch of doors and it, kind of has a castle-y vibe to it, and then there's fire coming out of the door at the end and roars, and I'm like, oh God. I'm like, I'm just gonna die via dragon. This character is toast. Like
There you go.
I mean, obviously this could be so many things, right? It could be a trap, it could be a fire trap that's in the keep, it could be, who knows what it could be. I'm sure that there's plenty of things that it has meaning behind it. Not all visions in anything that you do really mean necessarily what you see, and Adara knows that. But I will not lie, when we were going through it, I was like, yep, I'm just gonna get toasted by a dragon. Great, love it.
Yes, Zach, I am king.
It makes you feel better. Yarman will jump in front of Adara and get toasted with her, and then curse out the paladin in full plate mail and shield for not wanting to frontline.
I don't know why you hammer on the paladin. He's doing everything he can. He literally is signaling everything.
30
To Yarman, he is dirt. He is dirt.
And he kept Yarman alive last time.
Means nothing.
I know.
No, it's literally just the fact that like Yarman doesn't think about the fact that he's so much more athletic than you. So Yarman is a protector as well. He sprints in and he's there, and then like turn 3, you come like running up with your full plate mail, and he's like, "Where the fuck you been? I've been getting beat to hell for." I'm wearing a loincloth out here, and
All right. So Not Degenerous 95 in chat asks, are you all ready for Kyrie's dramatic reveal?
The question is, she ready for JD's reaction when it happens?
that's the
I'm a
question.
little nervous about this whole shenanigan.
Sly's ready for the dramatic reveal. Yarman probably won't understand it.
But Buck's ready on both fronts. This makes round 2.
Oh, I'm afraid somebody's gonna get shot.
I mean, it could happen. It could happen.
It'll be Ellen's character.
It all depends
Aw,
on how
dang.
Ellen reveals herself. because if she pulls what the other one did, she may just get shot.
JD just, oh fuck, here we go again.
Double tap, action surge, double tap again. I'm done.
Will JD turn it sideways though?
That's the kill shot.
That's the kill shot. Yeah, everybody.
No, that's
knows
not. That's not how that's gonna work. It'll be when she falls, he's gonna pick her up and put her on her knees where she's slumped forward, and it's gonna be Boondock Saints from behind.
It's too
God
graphic.
have mercy.
Hey,
we so commonly use the words "pick them up" as like heal.
Right?
I legit thought you were saying you were gonna drop her, heal her, so she can stand
He
up,
is.
and
That's
then
what he's
drop
gonna
her
do.
again.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what he's
No.
gonna do.
now JD's standing over going, I talked to Lathander about it. I'm pretty sure he can get me out of it. But you're fucked.
Be like, did he just change accents and religion and everything? Be like, yeah.
All right. Just so you know, mark this on your scoreboards if you're keeping score. We have maybe have made Ellen almost die again, and she's not even on camera.
Did you see what she just put in chat?
Get enough shit from JD.
I mean,
kinda
I
great.
showed up the first or second episode that Lady and Ellen were a part of it and gunned a man down.
Yep.
That's
The
true.
dude who picked me up from the middle of the street after I tripped. Yep. I was like, oh.
Go ahead,
for it.
Sly.
Oh, I still can't get over the picture of JD gunning somebody down and then be like, hold up, med kit, let me wrap you up. All right, okay.
Listen, I go into each episode of the campaign figuring I have a 20%, at least a 25% chance of getting shot.
Hey, not as bad as Sly's campaign where some characters legitimately get shot
That's true.
from
There
Lady.
you go.
It's true.
That's true.
I may
Ladies
have
shot somebody and Ellen's killed somebody.
Oh, it's an accident.
Hawk shot gets shot.
I don't know. I mean, Adara is definitely waiting to hear what she has to say, and you know she's a peacekeeper, so we'll see.
I just don't even know if that's gonna be enough.
You better be prepared because she'll do some crazy shit to protect people.
There you
I'm
go.
gonna prepare calm emotions for Ellen. Let me know so I can have calm emotions prepared. I'll just reach out and touch JD and be like, "Peace, my
Woos-
child."
Woosa. No, you gotta reach down. This is the
In where be with you.
Is the ingredients for that spell like incense or something, or is it peyote?
It's purple pineapple delight.
Yeah.
oh.
He gets it from this guy named Argyle.
That drives in a pizza van.
All right.
Uh.
So, anyone got any other questions?
Yep.
Okay.
This goes to Diz.
Oh,
Diz, you told me and Clan on multiple occasions that you figured out in the campaign that in order to come close to succeeding, you had to take JD out. Why'd you put me in a 2-on-1 fucking fight in melee combat?
Hey, you put yourself in that situation.
I was worried about letting you go alone.
I just enjoyed what happened.
First off, nobody was told to leave us alone. I just told everybody where me and Huck were going.
They didn't. They all went to the bar to drink.
But think about this, Diz. How many times in this campaign have they blown JD off? And JD has had to be in the middle of shit shows, like going all the way to Icewind Dale because the party decided not to give him a ride. And now he's been in a 2-on-1 fight because nobody decided to
I
come
don't
help with
know
Huck.
if you can blame. I don't know if you can blame anybody for not going with you because you didn't tell us why you were going. You didn't tell us what was there. Most of us were exhausted from everything we had went through and were expecting to I
Well, I
was
wasn't
worried.
going to
I
hit
thought
on
a
the
fight was going
girl.
to happen, but I wasn't
And
going
we-
to make it. Yeah, but we
And
don't
we had
know
all
that.
just been mind fucked.
Yeah,
I mean, why
we
would
don't know
why would
that.
I go hit on that halfling with Huck with me? Huck's a damp blanket. Like this motherfucker ain't good for nothing in a conversation.
Now, I don't remember if you actually told the party where you were going or if you just told Diz where you were going. Because
Well,
you talked
Diz
to
asked where
Huck,
we were going.
right? But
Yeah.
you talked to Huck, but we were all just going back. So because nothing was actually said about like we're going here, like I didn't know that place existed. So I was on the mindset of doesn't really make sense for my character to go with Huck and JD because she doesn't know where they're going. Technically,
Well, I
she
mean,
doesn't know
it-
that's where they're heading to. So I was like, I'm going back to sleep. They're exhausted. They just got their ass beat. They met a beholder. Like, I need
How
a
many
drink.
more heals did you and Clan have? Because I'd have fucking gone down like 27 more times in that fight.
I had one.
Yeah.
I had
I've
one
still
heal
got
left.
I've
It's
still
two
got
spell
4
slots left.
potions and 4 med kits that I need to
I
restock.
had the
on
one
before we
spell
leave.
slot left. That's it. I
I
had
will
it for
tell you,
a heal, and
Buck,
that was it. I was
on that
done.
combat encounter, I was guessing that it was just going to be you and Huck, and for
Oh, I
once,
figured.
I guessed right. The party went back to the bar.
I didn't want to let you go alone.
I know that
didn't make
Diz kept
Hmm.
checking my health sheet because he's like, I'm going to kill JD. But I'm sitting here thinking, I'm the strongest as far as health pool of the entire group right now. I'm the one that got hit the least amount, and I still have second wind in my pocket.
I will say I was going to be really mad at you if you did go down because you have a freaking earpiece that you could have been like, hey, come help me.
Nope,
We could have
wouldn't
ran
have worked.
over there.
Wouldn't have worked. Diz said stipulation of distance. We were too far away for y'all to have heard a damn thing through that earpiece.
Were we?
Oh, were we? I
We-
thought it was
we-
just down the road.
Yeah,
Di-
the
Diz
town's
said
not
it's
big.
about 300 feet. Diz said
300
that I
feet
was
ish. So
right, and Diz said that
the
I was
last
a good
game,
400 or 500 feet away.
in the last game, what has happened, and I think even in this one, you kind of got a little staticky type sound, even when it's kind of close to range. So it might have
Well,
worked, but yeah,
I mean,
you know,
they
who
wouldn't have
knows?
heard half of what I was saying because I was too busy dodging fucking fisticuffs trying
It's
to
true.
shoot back.
But
It's
we
true,
would have
they might
probably
not,
looked
yeah.
for you.
I mean, Diz could have
Maybe-
also
maybe.
brought Stanasi and faster had that's what he wanted to do, but he wanted to see if I could sit there and win against two
Yeah, he
people
waited
beat
until the
my
fight
ass.
was over and then was like, Stanasi jumps in.
Yep.
It gives me a shitty NPC to boot. What the hell?
Hey,
Two-
she had a frying pan, okay?
two
She could have had nothing.
NPCs.
Oh yeah, two shitty ones.
Yeah, the
'Cause
one
that
that
son
was
of a
hiding you
bitch,
behind
son of a bitch hiding out in the foyer.
he's all looks. There's no substance there.
It's funny
He's the-
because he's like,
He's the eye
"What
candy.
happened?" I'm like, "She's gonna kick your ass," and he's like, "Oh," I'm like,
Yep. And that's why usually just uses them as eye candy.
Mhm.
I think Yisley owes me a little bit more than what she gave me. Dis, I saved her
Yeah,
life.
I think she was a little freaked out at the moment. So maybe if you go
Probably.
back and visit her later, she'll be more
Well, I
appreciative.
mean,
Not
gotta,
alone.
I gotta restock anyway.
Alone.
Oh, that thing better be gone. If it's not, you're gonna see her establishment blow up because I'm gonna blow it up. I have a gunpowder keg on me. I will blow that building apart before I have to fight that thing again.
This is true.
Well, to
Jerry,
be fair, you'd probably
Jerry,
take less
what, dude?
damage from the explosion than from the fucking.
Especially if I can Misty Step as it explodes.
That is true. Misty Step helps. As one who has Misty Stepped. All right. So, any last questions? We've ran a bit long on this one, but we've had a good night. It's been fun. Got a lot of good questions and answers. Any last questions from anybody?
I have a question for Clan because nobody's asked Clan a question today.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
What was your thoughts when we brought Yarman up to your room? Obviously, we interrupted your prayer time, and it obviously connects with you in some type of way.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think his feeling is right now about where they're at?
But before you answer that, Clan, I just want to say this. He was gravely upset it wasn't Stanasi half clad naked coming through the door.
Clan was or Eldrick was?
Eldrick was.
Oh, okay.
Eldrick will neither confirm nor deny that.
I know that's gonna be the great romance of the campaigns. Just wait and see.
Oh, I can't wait to watch that play out.
It's
between
gonna
those
play
two.
out.
Well, for one, the mayor, when he got to Eldrick, had said that Eldrick needed to consult upper management. And I immediately knew what that meant. That meant that Eldrick needed to contact Anwar or pray about the things that are happening with Anwar. I was not expecting the stuff with Yarman, to be honest with you. When you guys came into the room and he had the friendship bracelet, as he calls it, and you showed it, it was like, you'd already said, I've seen this before. I think it has something to do with Sir Eldrick. So, and then you got up there and he's like, yeah, that's my holy symbol. And then shows it. So instantly he knows there's some kind of connection, but he doesn't know how it's connected. It's odd because, he's a paladin and everybody he knows that has powers from Anwar are paladins or clerics.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know of any warlocks that gain powers from Anwar. He doesn't know any spellcasters that gain powers from Anwar other than the clerics and paladins. So it's one thing he doesn't know how they're connected, or he doesn't know what this means. So he's very, he's not the smartest guy. I will say that he's not. He's strong and he's charismatic. Not the brightest bulb in the pack. So he's going to have to think on that a little bit.
Do you think he's suspect at all right now as to what's going on, or do you guys just think you're buddy? Like, what is his view of it? Because obviously, I know we kind of played it off as like, oh look, you're friends now. But what is his mindset behind it?
He thinks now that there's an opening. He believes Anwar has led him to Yarman. So he believes that he needs to assist Yarman in the ways of Anwar. He doesn't know who this Agmenos is. That's never been taught to him from the church. But he knows they're connected somehow. So, but he believes, of course, being lawful good, classic paladin guy, that this is Anwar saying that Yarman needs to be led into the church. He needs to, his destiny is to be someone in the church. And so that's what he's going to do. He's going to be with Yarman and kind of teaching him the ways of the church. And if Yarman starts trying to stray from that path, he will tell him that, he needs to correct himself, that Anwar would be, displeased. So it's going to be a little bit weird from what Eldrick thinks the way that things should be and the way that Agmenos says that things should be. Are they the same?
Yeah. I'm intrigued to watch that play out between the two of you.
It'll be something.
Also, Yarman just doesn't like Eldrick, so it's gonna make for even. It's fun playing a character that doesn't like yours, because all of our characters have always been buddy.
Yeah, this is very different. All right, so I guess with that, by the way, Ellen, thank you. We appreciate you coming in tonight and spending time with us. And that's with everybody. We're going to call it here. We went a little bit more than what we used to do for After the Roll. But like I said, we've had some good discussions. We've had some good points. I think everybody's enjoyed themselves. We've had a few ha-has and guffaws and lols. And that's what we want to do here. Now, we have some things coming up, of course, on Monday nights here on these lovely channels that you're watching After the Roll on currently. You can catch Super Retro Game Show Extreme at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time with myself and Dr. Diz DM playing retro games. Right now, we're in the middle of playing Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask on the Nintendo 64. This is our first time playing it ever. So there's that. The game has been a little bit of a headache. There's some getting used to. It's like Zelda 2, but with better graphics. And I'm lying because no, the NES has better graphics than Nintendo 64. I'm just going to say that
I
right now.
kind of like Zelda 2 now.
I know you do, but you know what? I still love you. It's fine. You can't help, it's not your fault that you're wrong. So, and then of course, this Saturday, you can join us all over at twitch.tv/Big Sly TV. Sly, tell us a little bit about your campaign.
My campaign's a shit show. Like, legitimately, y'all shot each other. Y'all have killed each other. Y'all have thrown panthers at each other.
The definition of chaos.
Somebody in that show's pregnant. We won't name names. Somebody in that
cute.
show's gonna be a dad. Like, that is Jerry Springer if Jerry Springer were in D&D.
Literally
true.
an episode of Mari right now.
Yeah, that is true. To be fair, though, my character in that is my favorite character so far.
Even better than Agminos?
Even better than Agminos.
Holy shit.
The soup
I
store has
like
just sealed
him.
it in.
I like him that he's just Agminos was very timid. He didn't have a whole lot of like out there, and this guy is just out there.
Lady,
So it's fun.
remind me to show you the soup store.
Hey, don't forget to show me the soup store.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you see that? They reminded each other, chat. All right. And then, of course, on alternate Thursdays from where we have After the Roll, we have, of course, myself, Dr. Diz DM, and the one, the only double Ot Buck with three old men yelling at Cloud, where we talk about how things were way better when we were younger. And all your kids' new stuff sucks. And then, of course, Dr. Diz has his campaign that we talk about on After the Roll on alternate Saturdays from Big Sly TV's campaign. And then let's see. I think Buck, you got any news for us? Anything at all?
Nope.
Anything in the pipeline?
Nope.
Nothing yet. All right. And then, of course, if you haven't already, please, everybody, go and follow Lady Chaotic, twitch.tv/Lady Chaotic, where she will entertain you endlessly with her smite nights.
I try.
All right. Has anybody got anything else they want to plug? Anything they want to say? Anything at all? Going once, going twice. All right, everybody. That's a show. We appreciate everybody stopping by and being with us for 1 hour and 22 minutes. That's crazy that we talked that long, but I'm glad we did. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It's nice getting everybody together and talking about D&D. It was great. And so with that, we'll end the show. And remember, here at After the Roll, we hope all your rolls are nat 20s. See you in 2 weeks.